Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, please check it, guys. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, guys, please check it. All of you get my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, huh? Right. Good afternoon, guys. Battery. And check it. What we completed in the last session. What topics here we understand there in the last session. So I think so we are discussing about the differences between Java and other programming languages. In that differences between Java and other programming languages, here we have almost all three differences we completed up to now. What are the three differences here we completed up to now? First one is C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Preprocessor is required in a C and C++, but preprocessor is not required in a Java. C and C++ are platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Already we completed these many points. So now today we are going to understand the pointers concepts here. Pointers are existed in C and C++, but pointers are not existed in Java. Right, now observe carefully. So first of all, before going to understand whether pointers are existed or not existed in a C, C++ and a Java, first of all, what is a pointer? What exactly the nature of the pointer? These things here we have to understand clearly. Let's understand this clearly. Pointer is a variable. It able to store address locations of the data structure. It able to store address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable, data structure may be a variable or an array or a struct or another pointer variable. Observe carefully what exactly the definition here are given there. Pointer is a variable. It able to store address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable or an array or a struct or another pointer variable. Got it or not? Right. So I'll show one simple diagrammatic representation for it. Now try to understand this clearly. What is a simple diagram now? So for example, I want to declare into A is equal to 50. A variable is a normal variable, integer variable. It has the value 50. A variable is a normal variable. It has the values what there 50, 50. Fine. Int star p semicolon. P is equal to ampersand a. This is pointer variable declaration. Here a variable is a normal variable, but p variable is what there as per the star p notation, pointer variable. P variable is what there pointer variable. Now p is equal to ampersand a. P is equal to what there ampersand a semicolon. This is what exactly the pointer variable declaration and initialization. Now observe carefully. For example, when we compile this program, C program only, not Java, when we compile this program, first of all, when a compiler encounter this particular intersection, what will happen there? No, a variable, integer variable it is no. So 2 bytes of memory will be allocated for integer variable. In 2 bytes of memory, value 50 will be stored. Here what value is available? 50 value is available. For this entire 2 bytes of memory, address location will be provided. Say for example, 1010 is an address location. This is going to be happen when a compiler encounter this particular intersection. When t is equal to 50 semicolon, this overall thing is going to be happen. Got it or not? Next, after that, when compiler encounter this particular intersection into star p, when compiler encounter this particular intersection into star p, what's going to be available here? No, p is a variable. Okay, it will have some memory allocation. How much memory is required to store address location, that much of memory will be allocated for pointer variable. Fine, this is going to be happen when int star p is recognized by compiler. When a compiler encounters this intersection, first compiler will evaluate what their ampersand is a. What is this ampersand a? Actually address of a. This address of a will be stored in which variable? No, p variable. So means that p already has some memory where address of a will be stored. That is 1010 will be stored inside this p variable. Indirectly, p variable is referring this particular memory. Indirectly, p variable is referring what there? This particular memory. Indirectly, p variable is referring what there? This particular memory. This is what exactly the meaning of like what there pointer variable. Its recognition and its initialization that could be done by compiler. That could be done by compiler at the time of compilation of the C program. Sir, got my point or not? Right. Now try to understand this point here. This total diagram here. What exactly the pointer variable initialization and recognition are given there. Try to understand it clearly. Okay, fine. Next one is after that. What next point here I'm telling to you after completion of this? Listen carefully. I have a question now. What is my question here? Why pointer variables are not suitable in Java applications? That means in Java programming language. Why pointer variables are not suitable? Why are pointer variables not suitable in the Java programming language? This is a question. All of you get my point now? Right, so here we have to understand the answer clearly or try to understand it. If you observe this total diagram now, pointer variable is recognized by compiler or not? Pointer variable is recognized by compiler, initialized by compiler or not? This total work is going on at what time here? No, compilation only. Am I right or not? So who is allocating memory for pointer? No, memory is allocated by compiler or not? If compiler is allocating memory in the sense, which type of memory allocation it is? No, static memory allocation or dynamic memory allocation? Static memory allocation. Now that's the very first point here. Understand it clearly. What is the first point here? I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. Pointer variables required static memory allocation. Pointer variables required what there? Static memory allocation. But Java is a dynamic programming language. Java is a dynamic programming language and it is following dynamic memory allocation. Clear? All of you are getting clarity on this point here. Pointer variables require static memory allocation, but Java is a dynamic programming language, and it is following dynamic memory allocation. Point is very clear. C and C++ are static programming languages, so pointers are supported in C and C++ programming languages, but Java is not supporting. Java does not support pointers. Why? Because Java is following dynamic memory allocation. Java is a dynamic programming language. This is one point here we have to understand. Second point, another point here, observe carefully. Pointer variables are supported by, same point, static programming languages. Pointer variables are supported by what there? Static programming languages. But you know already the same point here, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Java is what there? A dynamic programming language. Point number 2. Same point, almost all similar as a separate point I have given. Next, another point here. Observe carefully. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages. Get my point or not? Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages. But Java is a platform. Tell me, Java is what there? Platform independent programming language. Java is a platform independent programming language. At this point, I want to give some elaboratedly. Now try to understand it clearly. All of you guys, observe carefully. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Due to this reason, pointers are not available in Java. Okay, before that point here, first let's understand why this point is coming there. First, I'm asking one question to all of you guys. Now try to answer for it. Everybody, try to answer for my question now. What is platform dependent programming language? What is platform dependent programming language? Compilation, execution must be on the same operating system. That is what their platform dependent programming language. Clear or not? Fine. Wait a minute of time here. C is a platform dependent programming language. Understand it, in C programming language, pointers are available. When we compile C program, for example, I prepared a C program. This is C program. I prepared this. I compiled this program. Pointer P variable is having 1010 location. Observe carefully. C program is executing on the same operating system, on the same computer. So when it is executing in the same operating system on same computer, again at runtime P variable is able to refer the same memory allocation. So memory allocations point of view, we are not getting any problem. Whatever the memory is allocated for pointer variable at compilation time, same memory is available at runtime also. Why? Because same computer, same operating system. So memory allocation, that memory address location is available even at runtime also. Pointer variable is referring the same address location. Pointer variable is able to access the data which is available in the same address location. So memory address point of view, we don't have any problem. Why? Because same operating system, same computer we are using for compilation and for execution. Up to that, it's okay, fine. Come for Java. For the next 5 minutes of time, assume it, pointers are available in Java. 5 minutes of time, assume it, pointers are available in Java for the discussion purpose now. Okay, now pointers are available in Java. I prepare a Java program with a pointer variable. Okay, observe carefully. Here I'm taking two computers. One is computer A, another one is computer B. In a computer A, Windows operating system is available. In a computer B, Linux operating system is available. Java is a platform independent programming language. Assume it, pointers are available in Java. I prepare a Java program where pointer variables I've used. Assume it's a Java program. Observe carefully. In computer A, in Windows operating system, I compiled my Java program. So pointer variable is having memory allocation is what there 1010 at compilation time. Listen carefully. If I execute my Java program on the same computer, same operating system, no, then there is a guarantee same address location is available for pointer variable P. But Java is a platform independent programming language, no. We can execute that Java program in a different computer and different operating system. That's possible. That's the main principle of the Java as platform independent, no. So then what happened there? At compilation time, P variable is referring 1010 location that was allocated by compiler at compilation time for P variable. Then I have taken my dot class file. I have taken my dot class file from computer 1, where from operating system Windows. I went to some other system. In some other system, Linux operating system is available. Totally different computer, different Linux operating system, where I'm trying to execute my program. When we're trying to execute our program at a runtime, now by default, as per the original nature of the pointer variable is trying to refer which address location, no 1010 or not. But do you have any guarantee that 1010 is available with the data at a target mission at a runtime? In another computer, is that 1010 is available for the sake of you? There is no guarantee other machine is having the same 1010 address location. I get my point or not? So what happened there? No, at compilation time, whatever the memory which is allocated by pointer variable P, at runtime, same memory may be available, may not be available. So pointer variable is losing its reference or not? Pointer variable is losing its address location when we change the system or not? So because of that reason, what is the conclusion I am telling there? Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages, but pointer variables are not suitable in platform independent programming languages. This is what exactly the reason why Java does not support what their pointer variables. This is one point here. Right, sir. That's why I said to you, pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Observe carefully. This is one point here. Leave this one. After that, listen, another point here. I'm telling to you now. In entire C and C++ programming languages, pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature. I'm not saying this point on flow. I will give some reason for it. Of course, whenever we are studying BTech first year or MCA first year, when we are seeing first time the programming language like C programming language, every topic is okay, somewhat interesting. But when we come for the pointer variables, everybody is getting confusion. First time we are going to understand the terminology like what there address locations, referring one variable to one address location where some data is available. That first time we are listening that. So a bit confusion. That's okay. That is normal way of confusion. Even I'm not taking that confusion as in consideration. I'm giving some other reason. What's that reason here I'm telling to you? Observe carefully. Everybody understand it clearly. In general, there are two types of pointers are available. One is single level pointer. One is what there? Single level pointer. Second one is multi-level pointer. First one is what there single level pointer, and second one is what there multi-level pointer. Yes, sir, got my point or not? One is what there single level pointer, second one is what there multi-level pointer. Two level pointers are existed here. Good. Single level pointer is what there a variable is referring directly address location. Directly p variable is referring address location 1010 something else. Single level pointer. But what is this multi-level pointer? No, one pointer variable is referring another pointer variable, another pointer variable is referring some other pointer variable, some other pointer variable is referring some other pointer variable. At the end, data. Understand my pointer not? So this is what their multi-level pointers. One pointer is referring another pointer is referring some other pointer is referring some other pointer. So this is what their multiple levels. This is what their multi-level. Yes, sir, got my point or not? So up to one level, two level, three levels of multi-level pointers, it's okay, acceptable. We can trace which pointer is for which address location. Easily we can understand. But if we go for 10th level pointers, 12th level pointers, 15th level pointers, if we take now, how can we recognize which pointer variable is referring which address location, which pointer and where, which pointer variable is referring actual data? Is a bit confusion for a tracing point of view. We are unable to trace in a simplified way. So we are able to get confusion like which pointer is referring which pointer is referring actual address of the data, actual address of the data. Definitely it will be a bit confusion. It will be a bit confusion oriented feature. Are you getting my point or not? So because of this reason here, what I am telling there, pointers, that feature pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature. Pointer is a bit confusion oriented feature. Understand my point here? Pointer is what there? A bit confusion oriented feature. But Java is a simple programming language. Yes, sir. Java is what there? Java is a simple programming language. Okay, it should not allow confusion oriented features. It should not allow confusion oriented features. Like what features are not allowed confusion oriented features? No, like pointers. Because of these reasons, pointers are not available in Java programming language. Guys, observe carefully what I am telling you. Observe carefully what are the points here I am telling to you clearly. Why pointers are suitable in C and C++ and why pointers are not suitable in Java programming language. If you observe this point now, answer is very clear. Understand this clearly. Pointer variables are required static memory allocation, but Java is a dynamic programming language, and it is following dynamic memory allocation. Pointer variables are supported by static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Pointer variables are very much suitable in a platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Pointers is a bit of a confusion oriented feature. Pointers is a bit of a confusion oriented features, but Java is a simple programming language. It should not allow confusion oriented features like what their pointers. Altogether, what is the conclusion I am telling there? Pointers are required. Pointers are suitable in C and C++, but pointers are not suitable in Java programming language. Yes, sir. All of you are getting my point or not? All right, sir. Now, understand one point here. I'm asking one question to you. Now, try to understand it. Important point. I'm telling to you. Now, try to observe carefully. All right, sir. Interviewer will ask this question also. This is one of the question. Understand it. In a C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. A variable is referring a block of memory. So that variable is pointer variable. In a C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. So that variable is what there? Pointer variable. That's our concept. Am I right or not? Similarly, what's the point I'm telling to you? In Java, when we create a class, what is this actually? Class A. When we create a class, and when we create an object for the respective class, when we create an object, that statement is for object creation. Object is nothing but memory block only, not any other one. When we create an object for the respective class, there also be what's going to be happen here. No, a block of memory will be created. This is an object. This block of memory is what there? It's an object. A block of memory will be created, object, and that block of memory is referred by a variable a. Here a variable is available. That block of memory is referred by a variable a. That block of memory is referred by a variable a. Guys, observe carefully. A block of memory is referred by a variable a. Got my point or not? So a block of memory is created by a variable a. So here variable a is referring a block of memory. Variable a is referring a block of memory. Got my point or not? Why don't we call this a variable as a pointer variable? Same scenario is available in C and C++. In C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. A variable is referring a block of memory. So that variable is what their pointer variable. In the case of Java also, when we create an object for a particular class, there also be a variable is referring a block of memory. So why don't we call this variable as pointer variable? And how can you say pointers are not available in Java? It seems it's a pointer variable referring a block of memory. So this variable is also be what there? A pointer variable. How can you say pointers are not available in Java? Right. This question, this type of question that interviewer will ask now. First interviewer will ask a question to you. Now tell me, pointers are available in Java or not? Answer is what there? No, not available. Why? What are the reasons why pointers are not available in Java? Nearly 4 reasons I have given. Pointers are required static memory allocation, but Java is following dynamic memory allocation. Pointers are supported by static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Pointers are very much suitable in a platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. And pointers is a bit confusion oriented feature, but Java is a simple programming language. It should not allow pointers part of its programming. I may give these many reasons. Even after giving these many reasons, no interviewer will ask this question. What this question actually, what interviewer is asking this question actually, in C and C++, a variable is referring a block of memory. That variable is a pointer variable. In Java also, when we create an object for a particular class, there also be a variable is referring a block of memory. There also be a variable is referring a block of memory. So why we are not calling that variable is a pointer variable? When we create an object, a block of memory is created that is referred by a variable. So why don't we call that variable as a pointer variable? How can we say pointers are not available in Java programming? In this way, that interviewer will ask the question. So we need to give clear-cut answer for this. If you want to give clear-cut answer for this particular question, first we have to understand in Java, a variable is referring a block of memory. No, what is this variable actually? What is the name of this variable actually in the case of Java? If we answer for it, the name of this variable is what there? A reference variable in Java. In Java, that variable is what there? A reference variable. A variable which is referring an object is called as what there? A reference variable. So here the question is what there? In C and C++, this variable is what there? Pointer variable. But in Java, this variable is what there? Reference variable. If you want to answer for that interviewer question, then simply we have to say the difference between pointer variable and reference variable. If we give the difference between pointer variable and reference variable, automatically answer will come for the interviewer question clearly. Yes, sir. All of you get my point or not? Now I need to give clarity on this particular point only. So here my question is what there? My next question is what there? My next interview question is what there? What is the difference between, or what are the differences between, pointer variable, pointer variables? What are the difference between pointer variables and reference variables? This is a question again. So this question here we have to answer clearly. Right, now let's see this one. I want to give clarity. So we understood in the case of C and C++, we understood how pointer variable is created. As per the diagram, we understood clearly in a C and C++ how pointers are created. Am I right or not? We understood that. but we don't know how reference variable is created in Java. How reference variables are available in Java, we don't know. If we understand that reference variable creation, then we can give the clarity between the clear-cut difference between pointer variable and reference variable. Guys, observe carefully. Next 10 to 15 minutes of time. The topic is very, very important. Topic is very, very important. Now try to understand the point here. I'm going to give somewhat internal concept of the Java. That is how reference variables are created. What is the meaning of reference variable? So try to put more concentration. Topic is very, very important in the next 10 to 15 minutes of time. All of you observe carefully. All right, sir. In Java, I have a program. Same program I want to take now. Class A. In Java, I'm taking a program that is what there, class A. Inside this, some data is available. Which data is available? We don't require immediately. In the feature, in object orientation, we are going to understand that. But now, some data is available. This is what their class A. Now, I'm trying to create an object for class A. A small a is equal to new A. A small a is equal to new A. This is what their object creation statement. Guys, now tell me, who is executing these Java programs actually? Who is executing Java programs? JVM. JVM, Java Virtual Machine, is executing our Java programs or not? So this instruction is executed by whom? JVM. Okay, now you can understand it. Here we have JVM. Right, sir. This is JVM. Observe carefully. In Java, we are going to use one type of memory. In Java, we are going to use one type of memory. The type of memory in Java is what there? Heap memory. Mainly, we are able to use what memory there? Heap memory. In Java, we are able to use one type of memory. The type of memory is what there? Heap memory. Okay, observe carefully. To control this total heap memory, one person is assigned. To control this total heap memory, one person is assigned. One person is assigned to control this total heap memory. That person is heap manager. To control this total heap memory, one person is assigned. That person is what their heap manager. Heap manager. Observe carefully, guys, what I'm telling to you now. All right, sir. Now understand this. When JVM is executing this particular instruction, especially new keyword, entire object creation process is available with what their new keyword. So when JVM is executing this instruction, so JVM will identify, JVM will understand there is a requirement to create an object. So JVM will understand how much memory is required to create an object. Immediately JVM will send a request to the heap manager about to create an object. Immediately JVM will send a request to the heap manager about to create an object. Got my point or not? Then immediately what heap manager is doing now? Heap manager is taking that request, and heap manager is will search for a single block of memory as per the JVM requirement. Heap manager will search for a block of memory to create an object as per the JVM requirement. When a block of memory is available at heap memory, immediately heap manager will create an object. Object is nothing but block of memory only. Immediately heap manager will create an object, that is block of memory, for JVM requirement. So this is exactly called as what there? A block of memory. That means object created. Object is created. Understand my point here? Whenever this object is created, immediately heap manager will create a unique identity for this object. Heap manager will provide one unique identity for this particular object. That unique identity for this particular object is available in the form of what there? An integer value, a random value is provided by heap manager. One unique identity is provided by heap manager for each and every object. An individual unique identity. 10 objects are created. For each and every object, a separate identity is provided in the form of an integer value. Unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value for each and every object. That unique identity is called as hash code of the object. That unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value is called as hash code of the object. Sir, got my point or not? Here what is created here? Hash code of the object is created. Got it or not? When hash code value is created by heap manager, what heap manager will do? No, this is created by heap manager only. Then immediately heap manager will get the hash code value. Heap manager will take the hash code value. That value is like what there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hash code value was taken by heap manager. Heap manager will send that hash code value to JVM. Object is created at heap memory, but this is an hash code value for that particular object. This is an identity for that particular object. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what JVM is doing there? JVM is taking the hash code value. Okay, then JVM is converting the hash code value into its hexadecimal form. JVM is taking the hash code value. Not only that, JVM is converting the hash code value into its hexadecimal form. Say for example, here hash code value is converted to hexadecimal form. Hexadecimal form of hash code value, say for example, AB56. This is what the hexadecimal value of the hash code. AB56, hexadecimal form of hash code that is created by JVM. Here, what exactly the hexadecimal form of hash code is created? That hash code, hexadecimal form of hash code is called as a reference value. Hexadecimal form of hash code is called as what there? A reference value. So now here, this is what there? A reference value. Whenever this reference value is created by JVM, JVM will assign that reference value to a variable. JVM will assign that reference value to a variable A. Right, that variable A is a reference value. Reference value is created to a variable A. That variable is called as like what there? A reference variable. That variable is called as what variable? A reference variable. Just I'm giving clarity how reference variable is created. Just I'm giving clarity how reference variable is created. All of you are getting my point or not? Right, sir. That's okay, fine. Listen carefully. Once again, I'm telling to you, observe carefully. All of you guys, observe carefully. Once again, I'm explaining to you. Now try to understand it clearly now. Already we understood pointer variable. Now we have to understand what their reference variable. Okay, fine. In Java, I have taken a class A. For this class A, I created object A small a is equal to new A. Okay, JVM is executing this intersection. In Java, there is a memory. What is that memory we are using there? Heap memory. That entire heap memory is managed by a manager. That manager is what there? Heap manager. Fine. When JVM is executing this particular intersection, what is that intersection here now? A small a is equal to new A. When JVM is executing this intersection, immediately JVM will send a request to the heap manager with a memory size. A request will be submitted to heap manager with some memory size of the object. Heap manager receives that request. Heap manager will search for the required block of memory. If the required block of memory is available, heap manager will create an object with the block of memory, required block of memory. When object is created by heap manager, an unique identity will be provided by heap manager for the object. That unique identity is provided in the form of an integer variable, in the form of an integer value. That integer value is what there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is what their hash code of the object. When a hash code value is created, that hash code value is taken by heap manager. heap manager will send the dashboard value to JVM. Now JVM is taking the dashboard value. JVM is converting the dashboard value into what there? Its hexadecimal form. Hexadecimal form of hash code is called as what there? Reference value. That reference value will be assigned to a variable. That variable is called as what there? Reference variable. When reference variable is created now, there we can conclude that clearly what is reference variable, what is reference value, what is hash code here. Now tell me, observe carefully. In this entire process now, have I used at anywhere else? Have I used address locations in this total process now? Have I done any manipulation with address locations? Even a hash code is also be not address location here. Understand it clearly. Reference variable is having reference value. Reference value is a hexadecimal form of hash code. Hash code is a random integer value provided by heap manager. Hash code is what there? A random integer value provided by heap manager. Sir, all of you get my point or not? Hash code is a random integer value provided by whom? Heap manager. So hash code is not address location. Reference value is not address location. Reference variable is not storing any address location. So in the case of Java, there is no manipulation with what their address locations. Reference variable is a variable. It able to refer a block of memory by storing object reference value. By storing what their object reference value. Object reference value is not a address location of the object. Object reference value is a hexadecimal form of the hash code. Hash code is an unique identity provided by heap manager for each and every object in the form of an integer value. Sir, all of you get my point or not? So here the point is what I am telling you clearly. In C and C++, pointer variable is referring a block of memory by storing its address location. But in Java, reference variable is referring a block of memory that is an object by storing object reference value. Here object reference value is not address location. It's hexadecimal form of hash code. Hash code is not address location. It's an unique identity provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. Right, sir. Understand this clearly. Now this is overall picture here what I've given there. Now let's come for the answer here. What are the differences between pointer variables and reference variables now? Observe carefully. Right, sir. Everybody understand these points now. Point number 1. Pointer variables are existed in C and C++. Pointer variables exist in C and C++. Whereas reference variables exist in Java. That's the first point here. Number 2, pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing its address location. Right, sir. Pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing address locations. Pointer variables are able to refer to a block of memory by storing address locations. But reference variables are able to refer a block of memory. Here block of memory is what there? Block of memory is nothing but object by storing object reference value. By storing what there? Object reference value. Right, sir? So reference variables are able to refer to a block of memory, that's object, by storing object reference value. Here we have to understand the note type of point here. We need to understand what is that note type of point here. Reference object reference value, object reference variable, object reference variables are having object reference values. Object reference values, where object reference values are what they now tell me. Object reference values are the hexadecimal form of hash code. Hexadecimal form of what their hash code. Observe carefully. Hexadecimal form of hash code, where hash code is an unique identity for each and every object provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. That's it. So observe this note clearly. What I am telling to you, object reference variables are having object reference values, where object reference values are the hexadecimal form of hash code, where hash code is an unique identity for each and every object provided by heap manager in the form of an integer value. Right, sir. So this is exactly the meaning of like what their object reference variables and its content clearly. Is clear? All of you are getting clarity on this now? Right, sir. Two differences here we understood there. Next, another point here, what I am telling to you, observe carefully. Pointer variables are supported by static programming languages and platform dependent programming languages. Get my point or not? But what about this one here now? Pointer variables are supported in static programming languages and platform dependent programming languages. But what about these reference variables here now? Reference variables are supported in dynamic programming languages. And what next one here now? Platform independent programming languages. Right. So that's all. Now these are the various points here we have to understand about like what their pointers. That means pointers and as well as what their reference variables. Overall, which concept here we understood, guys? Now tell me what exactly the point here we understood there. Our actual point is what there. Pointers are existed in a C and C++, but pointers are not available in Java. That's the actual title. For that, what I have given there initially, what topic here I started there initially. Here the point is what there. Initially I'm giving clearly what is a pointer variable I given here. What is a pointer variable I discussed it here? No, pointer is a variable. It's able to store address locations of the data structures, where the address locations may be a variable or maybe address locations of the data structures, where the data structures may be a variable or an array or a structure or another pointer variable. One example here I given there for that. Why are pointers are supported? Why are pointer variables not suitable in Java programming language? That's the question. Where answer is very clear. Pointer variables require static memory allocation, but Java is a dynamic programming language and it is following dynamic memory allocation. Pointer variables are supported by static programming languages, but Java is a dynamic programming language. Pointer variables are very much suitable in platform dependent programming languages, but Java is a platform independent programming language. Pointers is a bit of a confusion. Pointer variables is a bit of a confusion oriented feature, but Java is a simple programming language. It should not allow confusion oriented features like pointers. Then after that, what are the differences between pointer variables and reference variables? This point here I given. So many points I have given there. What are the various points now? Pointer variables exist in C and C++. Reference variables existed in Java. Pointer variables are able to refer a block of memory by storing its address locations. Reference variables are able to refer a block of memory, that is object, by storing object reference value. Object reference variables are having object reference values, where object reference values are the hexadecimal form of hash code, where hash code is an unique identity for each and every object provided by heap manager in the form of what there? An integer value. Right, sir. Pointer variables are supported in static programming languages and platform dependent programming languages, but whereas reference variables are supported in dynamic programming languages and platform independent programming languages. Right, sir. Now these are overall the points here what we understood clearly. So overall, how many differences here we completed here overall? 4 differences here we completed. Now let's understand this clearly. The next one, another difference between Java and others, the fifth one, that is what there, observe carefully. Multiple inheritance is not existed in Java. Multiple inheritance is not existed in Java. Guys, all of you observe carefully. What's the point I'm telling you? Multiple inheritance is not existed in Java. Okay. All right, sir. Now again here we have to understand some points here. Now try to understand it clearly. All right, sir. Observe carefully. Multiple inheritance is not existed in Java. Before understanding whether multiple inheritance is existed in Java or not, before that, first we have to understand what is multiple inheritance. Before that, we need to understand what is inheritance. From where this inheritance is coming. All the points here we have to understand clearly. Yes, sir? All of you are getting clarity now? Now tell me, I'm asking one question to all of you. Try to answer for it. Tell me, when a programming language is an object-oriented programming language? When a programming language is an object-oriented programming language? Right, I'll give some reason. Now try to understand it now. If any programming language is representing data in the form of objects by following object-oriented features. If any programming language is representing data in the form of the objects by following object-oriented features, then that programming language is an object-oriented programming language. So, all of you get my point or not? Understand it. Once again, I'm telling to you, when a programming language is an object-oriented programming language here, if any programming language is representing data in the form of an object, in the form of objects as per the object-oriented features, then that programming language is called object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented programming language. Observe carefully what I'm telling you now. If any programming language is representing data in the form of objects as per the object-oriented features, then the programming language is called as what there? Object-oriented programming language. Right, sir. Another point I'm telling to you, what are the various object-oriented features? Object-oriented features are available there. Observe carefully. As per the object-oriented features, I'm telling there. So now here I'm telling you clearly, there are 7 number of object-oriented features. How many object-oriented features are available? 7 number of object-oriented features are available. What are the 7 number of object-oriented features are available here? Observe carefully. 7 number of object-oriented features are available. Number 1, class. Number 2, object. Number 3, encapsulation. Number 4, abstraction. Number 5, inheritance. Number 6, polymorphism. Number 7, message passing. Guys, now tell me overall, how many number of object-oriented features are available here? 7 number of object-oriented features are available. What are the 7 number of object-oriented features here? First one is what there? Class. Second one is what there? Object. Next one is what there? Encapsulation. Next one is what there? Abstraction. Next one is what there? Inheritance. Then after that, what next one? Polymorphism. Finally, message passing. These are overall object-oriented features. Got my point or not? Nice. All right, sir. Now, out of all these object-oriented features, now I required only one feature. At present, I required only one feature. Which feature here I required here? Understand it now. Inheritance. As I want to talk about multiple inheritance, as I'm going to discuss about multiple inheritance. Now, directly here I required what there? Inheritance. Inheritance topic here I required. So, all of you get my point or not? Only I required what there? Inheritance content here I required. Okay, fine. What is an inheritance actually? What is the meaning of inheritance? No, before going to start inheritance, understand one point here I'm telling to you. Listen, all of you know. In Java applications, we are able to write programs by using classes only. By using what, sir? Classes only. Programming elements are what? They're classes mainly. In general, in object orientation, programming will be provided by using what? They're classes only. Answer my point here. Examples for classes here I'm telling to you. Observe carefully. A student may be a class. Okay, an employee may be a class. Answer my point here. Not only that, a customer may be a class. Any group representation, any classification is nothing but a class. Student is a group, employee is a group, customer is a group, account is a group, product is a group, and so on. All these are what their groups representation. That groups representation is nothing but what they know, a class. Observe carefully how we are able to write classes in Java. By using class keyword, we are able to write classes now. Say for example, class student. Class what there? Student. Observe carefully. Class student. Open curly brace and close curly brace. This is one class. The programming part I'm telling there. How we are going to write class in essence, class keyword. Class then student. Class student. That we are able to provide. Another one is like what their class, say for example, customer, open and close. Inside this, we are able to write variables and methods, different things now. Like this. Next one is what their class account. Class what their account, open and close. Like this, we are able to write number of classes. So finally now, tell me, in object-oriented programming languages, we are able to write classes or not? Any group representation is nothing but what there? A class. Class is nothing but what there? A group representation which has some attributes. What are the attributes? No, if we take student, no, student ID is an attribute, student name is an attribute, student address is an attribute. If anything has some attributes, that thing is treated as what there? A class. Account, if we take, no, account number, account holder name, account type, min balance, max balance, something else. Got my point or not? All right, sir. Like this, here we are able to prepare classes in a Java application. Got clarity, no? Now, come for this inheritance. What is the definition for inheritance? No, try to observe carefully. The definition of the inheritance here, what I'm telling you, try to understand it clearly. It is a relation between classes. Inheritance is what there? It is a relation between classes. It's a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class in order to provide reusability. In order to improve reusability. Come again the point what I'm telling to you. It's a relation between classes. It will bring or it will provide variables and methods from one class to another class in order to reuse or to improve reusability. Let me take the definition, then after that we are able to understand it clearly. Observe carefully, guys. Inheritance is what there? It is a relation between classes. It's a relation between classes. Okay, it's a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class. It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class in order to improve reusability. In order to improve what their reusability. All of you observe carefully. One more point now. What is the definition of the inheritance, guys? Now tell me. It's a relation between classes. And then what next one? It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class in order to improve reusability. Sir, all of you get my points or not? Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Here the class which is providing variables and methods to some other class. Here the class which is providing variables and methods to some other class. That class is called as parent class. That class is called as what there? Parent class or base class or super class. These many terminologies are available. Understand it clearly. The class which is providing variables and methods to some other class is called as parent class or base class or super class. Later now we change the terminology. Understand it now. Next one, the class which is taking variables and methods from super class. The class which is taking variables from super class, some other class. This class now is called as what there? This class is called as what there? Child class, or we may call it as what there? Derived class, or we may call it as what there? No, subclass. Names are available or not? Tell me, the class which is providing variables and methods is called as what there? Parent class or a base class or a super class. The class which is getting variables and methods is called as what there? Child class, derived class. Then what next one? No, subclass. Okay, the terminologies are very clear. But remember one point, understand one point, guys, what I'm telling to you. Understand one point, no? In Java, these terminologies are in C++ or in other programming languages, but in Java, these many names are not available. Only one terminology, that is superclass. That is superclass. No concepts like parent class, no concepts like basic class. They are outside of the Java. In other object-oriented programming languages, these are available, but inside the Java, these things are not existed. Similarly, in the case of the another class, child class, derived class, and all these things are not available. But what are available here? Observe carefully. Only subclass. Only what is available here? Only subclass. That's it. This is what exactly the meaning of what their inheritance. One more point I'm asking to all of you. Now try to answer for it. What is the main advantage of inheritance? What is the main intention of inheritance, guys? Now tell me. The main advantage of inheritance is what there? Reusability, code reusability. Main point is what there? Code reusability. That means superclass is available now. Subclass is available. Declare variables and methods in superclass. Reuse that variables and methods in the subclasses. Declare variables and methods in superclass. Reuse that variables and methods in what classes there? No, subclasses. Got my point or not? Now this is exactly the meaning of what there? Reusability. Right, so any number of subclasses here we can take. Declare variables and methods in superclass, and we can declare any number of subclasses here. Whatever the variables and methods we declared in superclass, all of these variables and methods we can access inside the subclasses without redeclaring, without redefining superclass members. We can access inside the subclasses. This is the meaning of what there? Reusability. I will show in the diagrammatically. No need to worry for it clearly. Right, sir. Next one. After that, all of you observe carefully. Another point here, what I am telling to you. Next one is initially, not overall. Initially, there are two types of inheritances. Initially, how many types of inheritances are available? There are two types of inheritances. What are the two types of inheritances, guys? Observe carefully. All right, sir. There are two types of inheritances initially. What are the two types now? First one is what there? Single inheritance. Single inheritance. And second one is what there? No, multiple inheritance. First one is what there? Single inheritance. And second one is what there? Multiple inheritance. Observe carefully. Next point, what I'm telling to you. On the basis of the above two inheritances, on the basis of the above two inheritances, there are three more inheritances. There are three more inheritances. What are the three more inheritances? Observe carefully. First one is multi-level. First one is what there? Multi-level inheritance. Right, sir? This is one. Next one is like what there? Hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance. Okay. Third one is what there? Hybrid inheritance. Guys, now tell me, all of you now tell me, overall, how many types of inheritance are available here? Initial, how many types are available? Two types of inheritances are available. What are the two types of inheritances initially? Single inheritance. Second one is what there? Multiple inheritance. Nice. On the basis of the about two inheritances, there are three more inheritances are available. Three more inheritances are available. Then what are the three more inheritances now? Multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. Got my point or not? Right, sir. Now, overall, five types of inheritances are available. Overall, how many types of inheritances are available now? Five types of inheritances are existed. Sir, got it or not? Right, sir. Good. Now, as we want to understand, multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. First, we have to understand what is multiple inheritance. Then we have to understand why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java. Before that, we have to understand what is single inheritance. Before that, we have to understand what is inheritance. All the links here are given there. So observe carefully from which point onwards we started our conversation here. No, first I started what is an object-oriented programming language. If any programming language is representing data in the form of class, in the form of objects as per the object-oriented features, then the programming language is what the object-oriented programming language. There are seven number of object-oriented features. What are the seven number of object-oriented features? No, class, object, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, message passing. In Java applications, we are able to write programs by using classes only. Examples are given: student, employee, customer, account, product, and so on. Some examples also here are given that. Then here, what is an inheritance? We read this point here. It is a relation between classes. It will provide variables and methods from one class to another class in order to improve reusability. All right, so now the point is what there. Here the one class is what is that? No, the class which is providing variables and methods is called as what there? Super class. And another class is what there? Child class. The class which is getting variables and methods is called as child class. The main advantage of inheritance is what there? Code reusability. Initially, how many types of inheritances are available? Two types now. On the basis of these two types of inheritances, there are three more inheritances are available. What are the three more inheritances now? Multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, then what next one? Hybrid inheritance. Now we have to understand like what there? Single inheritance. Now we have to understand what there? Single inheritance. Got my point or not? Okay, guys. Do one thing. I think what about our schedule today? Today onwards, I given some schedule to you. Now 4:30 to 6 we are attending there. Next 6 to 7:30 also you have to attend. From this point onwards, continuation is going on. 4:30 to 6 o'clock class is going on maybe in the next 1 week of time. After that, continuously we have to attend at what time then? No, 6 to 7:30 only. So today onwards we have to start with the 6 to 7:30. There is a new topic I'm going to take at 6 to 7:30. That is the steps to prepare first Java application. How to download Java software, how to install Java software. That point onwards I am discussing clearly. Is that got it or not? And guys, those who are in online, 6 o'clock class link is different. I think you got a mail from Durgasoft, right? Those who are in online, please confirm to me, guys. All of you are getting mail from Durgasoft, I think so, with the links information. Am I right or not? Okay, even don't worry for it. No, I think most of the people are getting that link information. Even if you are not getting any link information, don't worry. Now I'm sharing that link in chat window. Now try to take that link and try to attend for that 6 o'clock class. All right, sir. Now see, all of you know, I'm giving that link details to you in the chat window. That means in the questions box. Check this, try to copy that and use that link for a 6 o'clock class. Guys, please confirm to me, all of you are getting that link information now. Link up. Have you got that link now? Please respond to me. In the questions box, I given that link. 6 o'clock class link I given. Yes, please, everybody. In the questions box, it is available. Just now I pasted it. Fatima, please check in the questions box where you are typing the chart now. Please type there, check there. Then there I given that link. Or else, if you are accessing this document, now get 6 p.m. link. Even I'm pasting in the document also. It's not available. Okay, even if you access this, you can take it. Again, I'm giving post in that. All right, sir. Then again, I'm sending this link to you. Yeah, today 6 p.m. class you have to attend along with the 4:30. 4:30 classes are going on up to next 1 week of time only. But today onwards, continuously we have to attend 6 o'clock. Okay, tomorrow at what time we have to come there? Tomorrow at what time? 4:30 we have to come. 4:30 to 6 regular content here. 6 to 7:30 today. I'm going to start new topic. Then today onwards we have to continue with that. Right, sir. No, then already right from demo classes onwards, I'm giving this information there. Right from every day, almost every day, one time I'm repeating this point now. So this class is going to be conducted at 6 to 7:30. Every day I'm giving this information, but now we are giving this message now. Okay. Right, sir. Now please check this now. Then this is mandatory. These timings are mandatory. Please recognize it. Core job batches 4 to 5, not immediately. Maybe in the future I may give intimation to you. At present, these are the timings there. Today, within 5 to 10 minutes of time, I'll start 6 o'clock class. So try to open webinar within 5 minutes. Then you are able to see that 6 o'clock class now. Then already I shared that link to everybody for 6 o'clock class today. Right, sir. Now try to attend for the 6 o'clock class today. Today onwards, continuously we have to attend at 6 to 7:30 only. This 4:30 to 6 o'clock class, next 1 week only, I'm going to take. After that, continuously we have to attend at what time there? 6 to 7:30 only. Okay. All right, sir. One time 2 hours in the sense, same thing I'm telling there, right? Then just it's a matter of giving 10 minutes break. Apart from that, everything is okay. That's all, guys. That's all for today. Now, just to take some break and come back now within 5 to 10 minutes of time. I'll start 6 o'clock class. Thank you. Thanks a lot.